Today we are going to talk about the last law in this series of 8 natural laws that govern the science of creating and celebrating prosperity. This is a part of Aishwarya Vigyan program that is offered as a 7 full day module in Jivan Vigyan. And before we get into the 8th law, the most powerful law, let's just have a look at the 7 laws that we talked about. The first was the law of nothingness or meditation. The second law was the law of thoughts. The third law talked about goals and destination. And the fourth law is the law of competency and strengths. The fifth law being the law of cooperation. Sixth law discussed and elaborated on awareness, that is education and skills. The seventh law on work performance or execution. And the 8th law is the grand finale of what we are doing. The 8th law is the culmination of all efforts that we put into in creating and celebrating prosperity. And this 8th law is known in Sanskrit as Purna Lakshmi or Vijaya Lakshmi. That is the goddess of perfection. What is perfection of human living? Perfection is knowing who I am, understanding what I can truly become, and then becoming what I can truly become. Perfection is realizing my dreams and living life with meditation. Perfection is all about total development of my prosperity potentials and my spirituality potential. So perfection is all about my inner development and outer development. When I develop myself in both these frontiers, I will attain that peak of perfection. That is why Vijaya Lakshmi. That is why the Purna Lakshmi. I cannot achieve perfection only when I am peaceful inside. No, this peacefulness, this peace is basic necessity, but it is not everything. And similarly, I cannot achieve my perfection, my total potentials, if I am only prosperous from outside. If peace is lacking, a very important, and not just important, essential ingredient is lacking in my life. So peace and prosperity both. This is depicted very beautifully in the ancient analogy of Ganesha. If you have read texts on Ganesha or the iconology on Ganesha, it talks about total development. Understanding my inner potentials, understanding my outer potentials, working on realizing both of my potentials, I achieve their perfection. And this perfection is now, somewhere, some people have started talking about meta-human or Superman. This perfection is about becoming a meta-human. And don't think that a meta-human is able to, put all the worlds together. No. A meta-human or a person who is completely developed is the one who is at peace with himself or herself, and at the same time has achieved all forms of prosperity. And prosperity, we talked about has different 7 elements, and the 8th being perfection. Even if all these 7 elements are there in my life, but I have not achieved that level of perfection, I will not be able to become what I could truly become. The 8th law, is the finalization, is the completion of all the understandings that human beings have developed by now. Be it in spirituality, be it in science, be it in management, be it in economics, be it in politics. And it is, it is just clear when I say that if even one of my potentials lies dormant, how can I achieve their perfection? So if you read the Vedas and the Upanishads, they always question you. Have you developed all your potentials? And to be able to develop all my potentials, I need to know what my potentials are. So this needs immense work on oneself. Now this is a mastery, achieving mastery in life. And it's not about only internal mastery, not only about mastery in meditation or spirituality. It is about mastery in everything. And this mastery in whatever I could become is so important that the whole reservoir of spiritual knowledge is filled with different methodologies, different principles, different processes, different methods to make this happen. Finally, you might have heard about reincarnation. You might have heard about life after life. What is reincarnation? What is coming back to coming back to earth in the same human form? It is it is the result of lack of total development of my potentials. And spirituality says, if I develop my potentials, I become one with God. I become one with divine. I become one with the Supreme. Now I don't need to come back. I do not need to play other roles, because all my roles are complete. I have consummated and I have reached the apex of human living. And with these, I invite you to Aishwarya Vigyan program in Jeevan Vigyan, because we need to work on our own potentials. Thank you.